game. There. Oh, hey, you're testing.
Yeah, how about that?
Did you see the tournament results from this weekend, though? Like, there was a lot of different decks that topped, and not just one. I mean, it wasn't just all Spiral or just all, Pendulums or anything like that. Like, there was actually a lot of diversity. I think it's a really good start to the format.
Actually, no.
No? I thought you'd actually be really happy to hear that. Why do you think that the format sucks?
Because people were still playing the same decks that Konami made for them. No one's really being original at all.
Look, I get where you're coming from, I think, but imagine how long it would take to define a format if we just had all of these random cards and not any defined archetypes. In other words, if we just got all of these random cards, Konami would be like, here, put these together, make something. Versus archetypes where it's like, here's a deck. Play it. It makes things a lot simpler when you're trying to figure out which decks are better and what deck to play.
Well, that may be the case, but what's so cool and creative about having all of these decks that are named the same thing within themselves competing against each other? That's like one guy being named Bob and like 100 Bobs and then like 100 Franks just going at it. That's like ridiculous.
Look, there is nothing stopping you from creating your own deck and taking it to a tournament.
Yes there is. Okay, no there's not, but seriously now, what is so creative about any of this? Nothing is creative about any of this. People are still playing hand traps, people are still playing the same decks, it's the same strategies over and over and over again. There is nothing stopping me from being creative, but there's nothing motivating anyone else to be creative either. I mean, when everyone is playing the same things over and over and over again.
Hey, hold that thought. Hello?
Panda 2.
Panda 2?
Panda 2.
Panda 2?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Not you.
Ritual Pig Panda.
Ritual Pig?
Pig Petite Panda Moth.
Hush.
Ritual Pig Panda.
Panda Pig?
Oh yeah.
Just show me the deck.
I got broads in Atlanta.
Alright, you guys, so Sam. Just Sam, am I right? The guy is a complete madman. I mean, he would not put Panda down. He wouldn't do it. The guy has been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. That's all he talks about is Panda. Anytime I'm trying to test out Herald or any other deck, anything and everything that I have been trying to talk to him about lately, guys, has just been in one ear and out the other. He has just been obsessed with the Trash Panda deck ever since I showed you the deck last time. But since the last time I showed you the deck, he has made huge strides with it. He really has. He's been working non-stop on the deck, coming up with different combos, playing with different ratios, while all in all trying to accomplish pretty much the same goal, which is just to create the most crazy, random, insane deck as possible and actually win with it. And win with it as consistently as possible. So Sam came to me and said that he actually achieved that goal. And not only did he say that he achieved that goal, but he said that he bumped Treasure Panda down to 1. Yes, down to 1 copy. Not only that, but he told me that he was able to pretty much consistently resolve Monster Reborn, not just once, but twice. And he told me if he didn't get Monster Reborn off, that he at least got Soul Charge off. You can imagine my skepticism. But Sam was not having any of my skepticism. He said, just sit your ass down and I will show you how this deck plays. And well, guys, he showed me alright. much has the same win condition as last time, which is to rob your opponent of their entire hand so they can't even play Yu-Gi-Oh! To begin with. And what's really funny about those replays is that even though he pitched Toy Vendor getting me a bear, he still banished the wings, got both bears in my Gale Dogra, leaving me with absolutely nothing to retaliate with. So even though he didn't get all cards out of my hand, I mean, what use is... I couldn't do anything. And if that wasn't bad enough, he showed me how the deck doesn't even really need Brilliant Fusion. It doesn't have to rely on it. And he also showed me time and time and time again how the deck actually bricks way less since he changed the ratios up. I'm gonna be honest, guys, normally when he shows me this kind of crazy stuff, I'll look at it for a minute and I'm like, that's cool and all, but it's not really that consistent, and I kind of just look at my phone or, you know, answer messages or do other things. But this time around, I was truly just in shock, because I initially saw the deck profile that I'm about to show you and just stared at it like, how is this supposed to be consistent at all? How is this supposed to accomplish anything? But after playing him over and over and over again, the deck bricks way less than you would think it does, which is actually amazing. But now, getting into this deck profile, you run one copy of this card, has some of the most obscure prints ever, but it's easily replaced with Moki Moki or anything else. Just as long as you play a level 1 Light Fairy right here, you are just fine. Then you play 2 copies of Flame Veil Guard, which is your level 1 tuner that has a 2k booty. Then you play 2 copies of, if you Google this card, it still comes up as the worst card in the game. Oh my gosh, this poor guy. All the hate for Thousand Eyes Idol, guys, but I don't care, because Relinquished and Thousand Eyes Restrict are awesome. Then you play 1 copy of the End of Your Tune Engine, which also happens to be a level 7 Dark for your draw power. Then you play what is now your lone copy of Indiana Jones, which is your last man standing. Then you play 3 copies of, without me, Masked Heroes wouldn't be anything and would have never been anything at all. Then you play 1 copy of Send Me Off a Brilliant Fusion so I can get one of your normal monsters back. Then you play a copy of Don't Draw Me with the other guy that I was just talking about. 1 copy of Pig, which is a card that Sam has been talking about for a long time now, which is probably the most genius card in the deck. Then you play 1 copy of I'm Still Staring at You. 2 copies of one of the most random ritual cards ever that you happen to play in here. Then you play 3 copies of They Unbanned Me for DDDs, but where the heck are DDDs now? Then you run 1 copy of People Only Play Me in Obscure Decks and Exodia, 2 copies of Dragon Ruler non-flashbacks, 1 copy of the card that makes just about any combo in Yu-Gi-Oh possible, 1 copy of a card that should have never went to 1 and should have stayed at 3 and should come back to 3 right now, 1 copy of I Only Have 1 Target in the Deck, 3 copies of a card that's good, but bad, but good, but bad, but good, but bad, but good, but bad. Then 1 copy of an iconic Yu-Gi-Oh card that Konami sadly only recently unbanned to sell more product. Then 3 copies of I'm also only usually played in Exodia, and I guess technically Tunes too. 1 copy of finally this thing came back to 3, yes! 2 copies of this card looks really sad. Then you run 3 copies of this card is amazing, but will probably get banned in the future because, you know, there will inevitably be a deck that will break it wide open. And then you run another card that is only played in really obscure decks, but in this case you use it to get back your Omegas to take more cards from your opponents. Then you have your 1 terraforming target that summons back your pig. Then for the extra deck we have 1 copy of I'm the Only Reason That Brilliant Fusion is Good, 1 copy of the legendary Ice Dragon himself, 3 copies of This Card is Broken and Everyone Wants It Banned, so put it to 1 already, 1 copy of This Monster Could Do Some Really Dumb Things For You, 2 copies of your extra draw card, 1 copy of No One Cares About You or the rest of your archetype except for 1 card, 1 copy of Draw So Much It's Not Even Funny, 1 copy of I Miss Sending This Thing Off of Kaleidoscope, 2 copies of Oh My Gosh Don't You Have Enough Draw Power and Tuners Already, 1 copy of This Is the Only Card in the Entire Archetype That Anyone Cares About but got made into scrambled eggs, and then 1 copy of your Pompous Earth Cats that is just Konami ripping off its own old artwork that they've also done with Soul Charge and plenty of other cards because, you know, they're lazy. I really hope that you enjoyed this deck profile, guys. Sam and I really put our heads together to get this done for you guys because I feel like there are still a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players out there that really just feel like everything is all the same and never really changes, and that they feel like that they can't change anything themselves, and that is just not true. If you put your mind to it and just sit down and play with cards and stuff and figure out all of the crazy combos and things that you can actually come up with in Yu-Gi-Oh, you can see how cards can really work together and see how creative you can still be in the game. But until next time, guys, here's some outtakes for you.
Ooh, I swear. I'm just gonna blindly lure. You won't know.
Okay. Here we go. Oh! Dude! Oh my god! every time.
Did you record that?
Yeah, dude, every time.
Oh, you need to save that for like the
Outtake,
for the
dude.
mess
I'm
ups at the
gonna,
end.
yeah, dude, I'm gonna keep the outtakes. Oh my god. This is
Oh, that was hilarious. Tell me that I'm the most creative player that you've ever met.
He tell you like you have to hear it. Oh my
No.
god. Okay.
But if you said it, I wouldn't be mad.
How do I get through one night without you?
I almost don't want to activate Dark World Dealings because, you know.
If I had to live without Sam, what kind of life would that be? And I need you in my arms for me to hold. I don't know the words to the song.
Subscribe.